Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. This is just something that I've noticed when we're doing our groceries. I thought it would be interesting to run a little experiment to see the price and quality difference in mainly fruits and vegetables that you get from your big mainstream supermarkets in comparison to Asian grocers. So I'm here at Glen Waverley, which is where we usually go for just food, really good food here. Laksa King, Doody Paidang, I can't say it properly, the Thai restaurant, it's 10 out of 10. But we always come here into the Glen. There's a whole bunch of Asian grocers and one of the big mainstream supermarkets as well. So I'm going to go in undercover and get a few of the same items from each place just to see what the difference is in price and quality. So let's check it out. So we've got some Calypso mangoes here, which are $2.50 each, but they seem to have like some black spots on them. I mean, not all of them, but it's quite a few, so I don't know. I'm not too sure if I'll get this at the other Asian grocer, but that's pretty much what we're working with here. So let's grab one of these. And I do like my baby broccoli, so we've got baby broccoli here. One bunch is $3.50, but a family one is $6.50. It's not too much in terms of size. Let's get the cheaper option. Do want some corn, but we've got just your normal loose sweet corn, so that's $1.50 each. So it's about the size that we're working with. Not too bad. I do need carrot. So it's $2.50 per kilo. I only need like maybe one or two. They kind of look a little shit, to be honest. I'll just grab the best kind of looking one. Let's just grab one of these bad boys. I'm trying to stick to some loose items, only because it's a bit easier because every shop has different packaging, how they present it. What about a capsicum? Let's see. So the yellow ones are cheapest, $8.90 per kilo, and then the other ones are $9.90. So I'm just going to grab one yellow. That looks good enough. Tomato, that's pretty easy. So we've got $8.90 a kilo as well, gourmet tomatoes. These ones look pretty alright. I'll just grab one of these bad boys. Do want, because I know that the birds love papaya, it's $5.90 each. Oh, okay. That's something that we can eat straight away pretty much. When I say we, I mean the birds. I guess the bonus of papaya is that, just having a standalone each is that they come in a range of sizes. So you can get a massive one for $5.90. And what else do we have? What about some bananas? We've got mini bananas, which are $5.33 per kilo. I don't know where the $4 comes from. Maybe because it's a bunch. That's why. Well, we want loose ones actually. So what about our regular bananas? So these ones are $4 a kilo. What if I I'll just grab one. It's pretty decent size. Our little bunny likes kailan, which I don't think Coles has. Well, there's kale. I think one of the Asian grocers has kale. So got a bunch, which is $4.50 each. So they look kind of dismal. This is probably the biggest one, I'd say. Not too bad. We'll go with that. I think we're done in Coles. Now I've just got to keep track of what I've bought here and make sure they buy the exact same thing. I'll just get a receipt and go buy that. Let's ring this up and see how we go. The receipt. There we go. Coles receipt, but we'll have a proper look at it a bit later. So I'm just going to go to our normal Grocers, but this is a new one that's just opened up called Foodie, and it's actually got a food court on the inside. Thinking about doing a little episode there. It looks like pretty good food, but we're just going to go to our usual spot where we get groceries, and we'll see if there's much of a difference in price and also the quality. I have to get exactly the same. Oh, we've got the Calypso mango. Here we've got $3.99 each, but they do look to be bigger and better quality. I'm just going to get one. That one looks pretty good. It's nice and soft. $3.49 a kilo. Let's just grab one around about the same size. And we've also got papaya. These are humongous actually, but this one's $5.99 per kilo, not each. So I'm just going to grab something that's kind of reasonably the same size. We're doing well so far. Let's go inside. Whoa, this is like fully stacked. Look at that. Wow, okay. Might have to put the camera down for this one. The kale is $3.69 each. So I'm gonna grab this one. That looks pretty good. And I will grab something else for Meeks because kailan is her favorite, and they actually do it here. 3 for $5. That's crazy. So this is $7.99 a kilo, but the cheapest here is actually $5.99 and $5.99. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to grab go with the cheapest option with about the same size. It's about the same size as the yellow one from Coles, but $5.99 a kilo. Got tomato, which is $4.99 a kilo. It's about the same. Oh, here we go. We've got the broccolini. This isn't the family size one, so this is $3.50 each. It's exactly the same as Coles. That's the broccolini. Carrot, loose carrot. So this one is $1.69 a kilo. These ones, I must admit, they look a lot better than the Coles ones. That's about the same size. They've only got the pre-packs, which I have that in Coles. Unfortunately, it looks like they don't have it. So I might just have to omit that one from the experiment. But let's bring everything else up and we'll see what the price difference is. And obviously our things that come in bunches, we'll just have to kind of have a look, do a side-by-side comparison. Okay, here is the receipt for the Asian grocer. I did get 1 or 2 things extra. All up, that was $26.43, but we'll do the calculations minus the kailan. Okay, back home now. And if we look at the total for both, without actually amending anything that we couldn't get, Coles was a total of $21.95, well, 94 cents. And this one at the Asian grocer was $26.43, round up to $26.45. Just gonna quickly readjust the amount, as this one, it's 15 cents for a plastic bag, plus I got the Chinese broccoli, the kailan, $3 for $5. And this one, I need to take off the loose sweet corn as it wasn't actually available in the Asian grocer. So let's rejig the calculations. This one without the loose sweet corn is $20.44. And this one without the plastic bag and also without the Chinese broccoli is $21.28. Now we have difference in sizes, so let's compare the quality and size of the two. All right, first up we have the green kale. So obviously this is Coles and this is the Asian grocers. I mean, in terms of quality, this is quite green, no blemishes really. It's quite good quality. Have a look at this one. Yeah, it's pretty green as well. Maybe not the same kind of hue. And it looks like a little bit less, to be fair. This one's cheaper and looks like you actually get more. So I'm gonna say this one is probably gonna be more bang for your buck. Next up we have the carrot. So this is the Coles carrot. It is looking pretty sad, but if you remember when I had a look at the loose carrots, they all kind of looked pretty not nice. And this one's about similar, probably a little bit bigger, but this one definitely looks a lot more healthy. Let's have a look. If we have a look at the carrots, so per kilo for Coles was $2.50 a kilo, whereas this one was about $1.69 per kilo. So I'm gonna say Asian Grocer is probably better bang for your buck. Next, we have the capsicum. So this was the cheapest per kilo at Coles, and it was $8.90 a kilo. It's kind of small. It's a little bit soft, but pretty nice. And this is a red capsicum from the Asian Grocer, which is clearly bigger than that one. And the red capsicum was $5.99 a kilo, and that was 0.31, a lot bigger. So obviously I paid, well, the red capsicum was $1.86 for that size, and the yellow one was $1.57. So once again, I'm gonna say Asian Grocer, more bang for your buck. It looks better. This one's not soft, whereas this one's, I don't know if you can tell by like the creasing or anything, but this one is quite firm, and it's nice and ugly, which is what you want. Asian Grocer wins again. Okay, next we have the bananas. Now there's a pretty significant difference here. The one from Coles is obviously bigger and brighter and a bit thicker. And this one is probably not quite ripe just yet. Got a couple of bruises, and it's not as big. So the bananas at Coles was $4 a kilo. So this is 0.266 kilos. And the one from the Asian Grocer is $3.49 per kilo. So that's cheaper per kilo. And this was 0.185, so obviously cheaper. Look, in terms of quality, I think these ones are a lot bigger. I think there wasn't too many ones that kind of look like this. I think this looks better, but in terms of bang for your buck, this one is cheaper. Up next is the papaya. So I got quite a big one from Coles, and at Coles they were $5.90 each, so it doesn't go by per kilo, whereas at the Asian Grocer it goes by per kilo. So Asian Grocer, it was $5.99 per kilo. You're probably better off going to the Coles one because they had some really big ones that were over a kilo. For this one, more bang for your buck is Coles. Next, we have the baby broccoli. Well, this one's baby broccoli and this one is broccolini, so pretty much the same thing. In terms of appearance, there's probably not as much in the Asian Grocer one, but this one feels a little bit old, like it's kind of going a bit soft, whereas this one's a bit more crunchy looking. So let's look at the price. So for Coles, for one bunch it's $3.50, and Asian Grocer for one bunch it was $3.50. So exactly the same. Let's count them to see what is better value. Let's do the Asian Grocer first. 15, 16, 17. Okay, so quite a few for the Asian Grocer. It's a pretty decent sized bunch. Now let's look at Coles. Feels a little bit older, but the pieces are actually kind of bigger. So see, look at that in comparison to the individual stalks. The Asian Grocer. Coles, Asian Grocer. Let's see how many we got. 5, 6. If I hold these bunches up together. That's a hard one. To be honest, these are just little mini strands, whereas these are big, like technically baby broccoli, so it's gonna have a bit more on the top. I mean, they're both exactly the same, so I'm gonna say it's a stalemate. Next, we have the Calypso Mango. There's a bit of a difference in price with this one. So Coles, they had the Calypso Mango $2.50 each, and the Asian Grocer did per each as well, but it's a bit more expensive, $3.99. In terms of value, Coles is definitely cheaper. However, this was probably the best looking one, but as you recall, when I was in the shops, they all had lots of black marks on them. So not too sure what that says about the quality, but they're all quite small. So that's the Coles. In comparison, this is the Asian Grocer. Probably a little bit more riping to do, but this was probably the most ripe version, and they were all quite huge. So this feels quite nice. I mean, the stickers are exactly the same. So it's obviously from the same supplier. So I don't know why one has lots of dark marks, and obviously they've marked up the price. So I think bang for your buck, Coles, but maybe quality, Asian Grocer. And our last item are the tomatoes. So this one's Coles, this one's Asian Grocer. In terms of appearance, they both look pretty similar to each other. Nice and red, nothing's too soft or doesn't feel like it's getting old. It feels quite juicy. Let's look at the price. So the gourmet tomatoes at Coles, we've got, this one is 0.121 kilos and it's $8.90 a kilo. So I paid $1.08 for that one. And this one is slightly bigger that I got from the other supermarket, and it's only $4.99 per kilo, and this one is 0.125. So it's really not that too much of a difference in terms of the size of them, but bang for your buck, once again, we've got this one here. So Asian Grocer for sure. So final thought, checking the quality, you're more likely to get more bang for your buck at an Asian Grocer because it looks like the sizes are bigger. There's obviously some things that are a bit more expensive than Coles, like the Calypso mangoes. They were marked up and they're exactly the same product. But in saying that, the quality of the mango from Coles is a little bit off, and there were bigger ones at the Asian Grocer. But in terms of the price per kilo, it looks like the Asian Grocer comes out on top, and you probably see like the layout of the shops as well. There's a lot more greens that you can get at the Asian Grocer, and it's not saying that every Coles is going to be exactly the same, and I'm not too sure what the difference is between Coles and Woolworths, but they're pretty much neck and neck in terms of price. But doing this little experiment, it just kind of affirms the fact that you're better off getting higher quality products and for a cheaper price most of the time at the Asian Grocer.